What's going on, family? Thank you for tuning in to today's live. You're locked in with the Coach Smook Network, and I'm your host, Coach Smook, your favorite Alabama insider and sports media personality. Before we get rolling, do me a quick favor. Tap that like button, share the stream out, and if you're new here, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you never miss any of the action. Now listen, if you really rock with what we're building here, I invite you to take the opportunity to support the channel by becoming a member of the AAA family. Our mantra is authenticity above all. Everything we do, our content and our community, is built on creating and enjoying quality, authentic conversations, real insight, and real information surrounding sports entertainment. Your membership directly assists in the growth of the Coach Smook Network, and every hard-earned dollar you contribute is not only appreciated, it's paid forward. We proudly make monthly contributions to various community health and awareness organizations because impact matters. If you want to get even more involved with the community, be sure to join our Discord. You can type the command right now in the live chat or head over to our main YouTube page and click the Linktree link in the description. And for those who want to support the network directly, you can donate through multiple options: Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. Every bit of support helps us continue to grow and elevate this platform. Thank you all for the love and the support and the energy you bring every single time. Now buckle up because it's time to get into the show. Somebody type it in the chat. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Let's get it.
Authenticity above all, that's where I stand. If you ain't a real fan, you're a fair weather fan. They tried to box me in and I kicked the dough off the frame. Turn the pressure into power, put my stamp on the game. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, coach, that's what they saying. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, coach, that's what they saying.
Players and the staff are pulling up right now for today's scrimmage. Coach David Ballou in the front. Y'all can see everybody pulling up, man. Them boys over there, look at Deontay.
Hey, y'all, I'm walking out of Walmart. Hey, what's your name, bro?
Man, my name Michael McKinney, man. I'm a true Alabama fan, and this man does a good job on his podcast.
What's up, bro?
Reviewing Alabama football. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Appreciate that, bro. Roll Tide, man.
What's up, AAA family? What's up? Welcome in, everybody. Say what's up to the people. Say what's up in the chat. How y'all feeling today? Tonight, here for a late night Coach Smook, chatting with Coach Smook, man. Late night version, man. We ain't had one of these in a few. Well, no, we had one last week. Let me stop acting like I ain't just get done talking to y'all last week. Y'all had the phone lines popping. Hopefully we get that same energy tonight. Welcome in tonight, man. I'm glad to see all your faces in all the chats, man. We got lives on TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Kick. We got the Pick 6 for y'all tonight, man. Shout out to TikTok tapping in and tapping that screen, man. Appreciate y'all for doing what y'all do. Listen, your boy been grinding. We've been working. We've been taking meetings. We've been taking calls. We've been just setting up extra things for the network to continue to bring you all content and insight and just information around sports entertainment when it comes to college football, college sports, everything. Man, we got a crowd pulling up tonight. I appreciate y'all for pulling up tonight. Hopefully y'all stick around for the football talk, man. We got a lot of conversation and talk. We talking portal. We talking some ideas, some things about the fan base, that some narratives that are kind of getting shot down daily as we continue to trust the process, for us fans that are solid and holding it down, not tripping, not overreacting about players leaving, and understanding that college football is changing. And if we continue to think like we did during a certain era, that being the Saban era, we're going to kind of be left behind, man. We're going to always be disgruntled. We ain't going to understand and appreciate what college football is looking like as of today. So before we get into that, man, I really want to just highlight everybody that's here in the live chat. And as you can see on the screen, if you're watching post live, if you're watching this post live, go ahead and fast forward to the 15-minute mark, and that's where you'll see the conversation. But as you all know, I love to appreciate my community, and I love to see when everybody pulls up live. That means you got your notifications on. That means you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. And if that's a huge thing right now, Chad. If you watch it, I got so many people that say they watch my channel, right? And I look at the analytics, and right now we're doing great. 78% of our live viewership is subscriber based, but the other 30% is non-subscribed. So imagine if that 30%, and we're averaging 4 or 5K views on these live streams. Imagine if every viewer that came through, whether it's post live or during the live, was actually subscribed. Took 10 seconds, not even 10 seconds, 5 seconds to make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button. So while you're here with us live or post live, make sure you go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. We would greatly appreciate that. Here on the Coach Smook Network is one of those things where we just love y'all, and we want y'all to know that we love y'all. So y'all just doing that one thing would greatly appreciate us. And when you're tapping in the live chat, make sure you jump in and you drop in where you're watching from, and that you're rocking with the AAA family. So quick roll call here. Let's get to it, man. I hear y'all. I see y'all in the chat. Let's get y'all live tonight. Popping this thing off, man. My guy Zach with the first comment of the day. Roll Tide to my brother Zach. Welcome in, Zach. Good to see you, my boy. Mary J on the ones and twos and on the chat. What's good, Mary J? Good to see you. Our freaking senior executive assistant rocking the ones and twos tonight. Amanda, man, listen, we got everybody pulling double duty. My mods, they getting off work, pulling in, doing their thing, man. I love this. I love this about my team. My team really locked in this season. I feel it. We crossing over into new heights and new barriers, breaking down barriers. So I'm excited about my team and how we're moving. What's up, Urban Essence? Good to see you, sister. Love you, girl. That girl, she been rocking with your boy since we've been rocking. Tyrone Meadows, good to see you. Roll Tide, salute. Good to see you, my brother. Welcome in. Hope you stick around for the phone call segment. B. Martin, my little brother, man, got that wristband. That thing look good with y'all, man. I can't wait till they upgrade and we can actually see the icons. Yucky French. Legal representation. I'm telling y'all better watch out. Mess with me. Hey, y'all, I'm gonna drop a bomb on y'all right now. Hold on. Let me stop the music. This is a special viewer right here. This young man right here. Y'all think I changed or y'all think I'm going to people that really believe in what we're doing? We get those accolades of man, you're going to do something different in the game. This young man right here, I got my eyes on him because he's going to be different, and he's bigger than ESPN. If you go check him out on Twitter right now, he's he has in his profile, his bio, future ESPN analyst. Austin Duncan will be bigger than ESPN. I promise y'all. What's up, Austin? Good to see you in the chat, man. This young man only 17 years old, and he inspired me, man, to really step my game up. So y'all will be seeing them soon. We got NIL, Austin. We got NIL, Austin. Over here at the Coach Smook Network. We got NIL, brother. Come rock with me, man. Hey, but my guy Sully, what's good, Sully? Good to see you in the chat, bro. I need some phone calls tonight, man. We got a good topic of conversation. Y'all know I love to talk about our fan base, so we got a good conversation. What's up, Greg? Good to see you, Roll Tide, brother. Good to see you, Bama boy. I see you, my boy. Good to see you, Roll Tide. These wristbands look good on y'all, just to tell y'all. And y'all let the people know in the chat what the benefits of having these wristbands is, man. We get some quality stuff. I told y'all we picking back up around February when we get into our recruiting segments. Y'all gonna love having them wristbands, I'm telling y'all. Rob Baker, what's good? Roll it, brethren, what's good? Chastity, make it do what it do. Brand manager in the building said, let's go, Roll Tide. What's good, Bama Davis? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. One of my favorite callers, man. Bama Dave, Big Mike, Zach, man. Jimmy from Ohio. I love when y'all boys call in, man. Make sure y'all tapping on that phone line tonight. Stick around. Make sure we have some fun tonight. Appreciate everybody for tuning in here on the Coach Smook Network and dropping in and jumping in the roll call, man. We appreciate y'all for supporting. And without further ado, man, the topics of conversation tonight are as such, man. I want to get into just breaking down the rest of this portal ads, man. Just not necessarily looking at the film. We got a copyright. Lord have mercy, help us, please, Jesus. But we want to get back into it. And yeah, it really is frustrating to get them copyrights, but it was revenue sharing. So that means those creators that created the actual clips that we utilize or reacted to, they're going to get revenue sharing. So when y'all like the videos, y'all not just helping me. All the resources that we use, whether it's other Bama outlets, when they do media coverage and things of that nature, they get credit for it when we make sure they're tagged in our bios and our descriptions and all that. So we're not just helping ourselves, y'all. We helping the whole network that we utilize. We helping true business owners and creators continue to grow when we just interact and like. So make sure y'all like the live stream tonight. But topic of conversation, we're going to break down the rest of this portal class. We're going to highlight, just kind of skim over the rest of the guys. We highlighted the immediate impact guys yesterday. And then part two, we're just going to kind of just break down these guys and kind of break down where they fit, where we feel like they're going to fit going into this 2026-27 season. Then the topic of conversation, and I feel like we really want to get into it. My guy Next King tapping in. What's good, Next King? He said, I'm so tired of the crybaby culture. You know what? I'm not necessarily going to jump on the Fairweather fan wagon and all that, start talking about that. But I am going to bring some things in perspective when it comes to the mindset surrounding what this staff is doing for this class. Like, I don't think people really understand what goes into building a championship program. And this isn't the Nick Saban era. This is no longer an era of college football where guys are forced to be committed to a university for 3 years before they are eligible to do something without being penalized and missing a year. So the game changes. You know, coaches are able to move like they want to move. Players are given the same granted the same perspective, and it works out for some players. You know, sometimes you just get into bad situations, things change, and you have to wait it out and take advantage of the opportunity in front of you. So we're going to talk about that. Open the phone lines. I really want y'all to get on the phone lines and blow them up and talk about that. Smook on the outside looking in, you will think we under 500. Facts, right? For fans that be complaining, you would think that we missed the playoffs. We didn't play in the SEC championship. We didn't have a streak of games. We'll get into the conversation. We'll open up. But while y'all waiting, man, type it in the chat. Put me in the game, Coach Smook, as we transition to our topics. And y'all, while y'all here, make sure y'all share the stream, especially if you're on YouTube. We got 31 in the chat. How many likes we got already? We want to hit that 25 like goal. We got 16 likes, 32 in the chat on YouTube. Let's get those likes up. Let's get the shares up. If you enjoy the content, share it with somebody that's not doing that right now. Tell them to tune in. I think we're going to have some good conversation tonight. I think my voice is getting better too, y'all. Y'all hear the cough cleaning up and everything. Thank Jesus for healing and restoration. But let's go to the studio, y'all. We're going to get in the studio. Let's talk about these conversations, and we're going to get on this phone line. If y'all ready, somebody type it in the chat. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Let's do it, y'all.
You talking about Jalen Miro and the Pips?
The perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
It's not going to take us a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
All right, y'all, let's get into the conversation tonight, man. Alabama portal reactions. I know everybody was kind of like worried when we saw the exodus, and I got everything squared away tonight, so I got my own little list together. And we talk about the guys that left, and let's acknowledge them one last time, and let's say rest in peace. You know, let's let them go. Let's let them go be great. Let's let them go do what they want to do with their careers. You know, and I'm not saying rest in peace in no negative way. I'm just saying I feel like every player that left found a solid situation to where they're going to be able to thrive. I don't see any regression in these opportunities. I don't see guys just chasing a bag. You know, a lot of these guys did get NIL bumps, but as expected, you're talking about a former Alabama player. right? Guys that we saw them starting to trend in the right direction. So best of luck to these guys, starting with one of the guys that I was, really had the upside for, had high hopes for, Richard Young, hitting the portal, getting moving to Colorado. Cole Adams going to Vanderbilt. I can't wait to see how they utilize him. I think that's a skill set that we're going to miss, but I think we got a replacement. We're going to talk about it. Bubba Hampton, we never got to see him really blossom, dealt with some injuries his first 2 years at Alabama, left the team early in the season. Kelby Collins hit the portal late. South Carolina, perfect fit type of mentality that he embodies. He's an SEC traveling man, a guy that's competed in the SEC at a high level multiple years. I could understand why he would go to South Carolina because of the opportunities there. Michael DuBose, I think he definitely needed a lot more development in this scheme and what this offensive line is asked to do. Didn't necessarily fit his skill set, but you're going to see him, I want to say, not maybe this year, but next year, I think we'll start to hear his name up if he chooses to stay at Vanderbilt, develop in that program, in that organization. Noah Carter, man, someone that hurt. Boom, ouch, ooh. I kind of knew that it was happening. It was trending towards it. 6'4", 235-pound edge rusher, man. The young man, 235, 240 right now. The young man at Georgia Tech, went to Georgia Tech. I think a perfect fit. You see Georgia Tech's defense is how it's evolved. They are trying to kind of adapt the same type of system that Alabama has. And we saw Noah Carter really start to pick up some steam later in the season as he got more opportunities with some injuries in front of him. Cam Calhoun, another one. Pow! Ooh, hurt. I was excited about Alabama going to get him last season out of the portal from Utah. Thought he was going to be a day one impact. Didn't go as planned. And to see a talent like that come out the portal and then to have to be, I won't say wasted, but we never got to see what he was. I think if he would have had opportunities at Bama, a lot of those issues we saw early in the secondary and pass coverage and things of that nature, I think we would have saw a lot of those things corrected because he just gives you the flexibility to show so many coverages. Quay Russaw, James Smith, the duo from Montgomery, Alabama, heading to Ohio State. We know, everybody knows about the ties that Ohio State running back has to the University of Alabama here in Montgomery. Not the University of Alabama, but the state of Alabama here in Montgomery. A couple of Carver prospects, former Carver athletes, football players at Ohio State. Turbo Rogers up there looking to have a positive career, positive growth. Ohio State capitalizing and getting a lot of quality players. You see them capitalize on the three players in Bama, Quay, Cam, and James, all guys I felt like would have been impact going into this season, would have affected the game a lot more last year. James and Quay dealing with some injuries, Cam not really getting the opportunities I feel like he deserves. So Ohio State getting some quality guys with as many guys they have transitioning to the league and so much young guys that they're waiting to continue to develop. Olis Alanine, you look at the offensive lineman that we've gotten in the portal, we're going to break it down. You lose a guy like Alanine, no disrespect, but you're not missing anything. Goes to a Kentucky program and scheme that kind of fits what he was originally recruited for when Coach Saban recruited him. Wilkin Formby, struggled a lot in the development. I think he wants to be solidified as a tackle, not having to play guard. I don't think that's something that was in his trajectory. I know it creates value, but some tackles are just tackles. I think Wilkin can develop. If he gets an opportunity to develop and just really develop in a scheme, he's going to do good for a scheme like Kentucky. It really smash mouth, limited on pass pro, one of his weaknesses. I think he gets to thrive in the system and build on his strengths at Kentucky. Texas A&M, getting I'm sorry, Olis Alanine went to Kentucky. Texas A&M getting Wilkin Formby. Jalen Mbakwe and Joseph Iono, the two offensive pieces that we were just waiting for them to get an opportunity to see how they will be able to, impact at Bama. Just so much depth there. Mbakwe was one, grew up a Bama fan, grew up a Bama boy. I know this was a decision made based off of his career projection, looking at what's happening in the wide receiver room and some of the assets that we went and got out the portal, knowing that regardless of what was staying at Bama, this staff had an agenda to go out and get specific targets to fit what they want to do as guys continue to develop, which is fine. That's not a bad thing all the time. Am I frozen, chat? I look like I'm frozen up there on YouTube. Am I frozen, chat? I was frozen. Y'all wasn't even gonna tell me. Look at y'all. Y'all just so dirty. Y'all wasn't even gonna tell me, was it? But what else? Find a few out the portal. Arkel Anguam came in from Texas A&M. Oh no, I think it was Ball State or something like that. Ball State. I feel like he probably missed a window to exit after he came to Bama. I never saw him being a real fit. Never showed up in shape. Struggled with the playbook. And I'm not dogging him. These are just things that we reported during his time at Bama. What else? What else we got? What else we got? David Bird, long snapper, still in the portal. And then Peter Nataro, the kicker, no impact, not missing anything. Now, what we came to talk about, let's break down these players. I want to be able to open the phone lines at like the 40-minute, 45-minute mark. So I'm going to break these players down, the ones that we haven't talked about. And I'm going to kind of go down the list and break them down. Terrence Green was a huge sign, a huge pickup. I told you Alabama wants to really create some depth at the defensive line position, some quality veteran depth to be able to rotate, anywhere from 7 to 9 guys a game across your main front three. And with them going to kind of like going to really getting that hybrid bandit role with the 255 to 275, 280 frame, getting those guys that are basically edge rushers, but they can play defensive end. I think guys like Green, with their experience and their impact, his get off is quick. All you got to do is go turn on some Oregon film, especially when they play USC. That was one of his big games against Oregon State. He had a pretty solid game. So you go look at Terrence Green. I think he's a day one impact player. You mix him in with your Jeremiah Beamons, your Devin Tompkins. When you want to get light pass rush, you want to have one heavy. Maybe you just go with him or Beeman or Simmons. Like, you're going to have a solid rotation there. Right? You need run stuff and assets that still can get lateral, right? And track the ball. Green is one of those guys. Stand on that side of the ball on the defensive side. We talked about Devin Tompkins. Desmond Zulu is what I'm going to call him. 6'6", 255 coming from South Carolina. We know what type of mentality they breed at South Carolina. They weren't the best team, but as a collective, their defense, the intensity, the aggressiveness that they play with, having a guy like this coming off the edge to mix up with Yanzi Pierre, Justin Hill, that edge room is going to pad some depth. I even look at what's the young man's name from Washington? I'm missing one off my list, chat. I'm missing one. What's the young man's name from Washington out of Alabama? Caleb Smith, 6'5", 265. He's one of those assets that you're going to see play some bandit, but he's also going to be edge rushing asset. When we need to be big on our edge rush or have a big edge rusher to feel like a true four down D lineman set. D lineman looks for the 4-2-5. I think he's going to be an asset because Yanzi Pierre is already that frame, that size, 6'5", I believe, 250, 255. You're going to get another frame like that, long arms, quick get off, pass rush specialist, right? And have the athleticism to be able to drop in coverage. I like the huge pickups there. And then go to the linebacker room. You look at Caleb Woodson, a guy that's he's cleaned up a lot of things from his freshman year, it seems to be, as the season went on for Virginia Tech. I like him. We talked about him yesterday. I like him because the inside linebacker room is probably the most talented room on the defensive side. They're just so young and don't have experience. With a guy like Woodson there to kind of guide guys or be there to make up for the natural mistakes that's going to happen, the young mistakes, Caleb Woodson is the perfect pickup. Ethan Fields. Let's talk about the offensive side. Let's go to the offensive side real quick. We talked about Strayhorn a little bit the other day when he first got picked up. But we talked about Ty Haywood. We talked about Racine Delgado, the Cal Poly dark horse pickup. I think is going to be probably the surprise, the huge surprise that instantly impacts. But Caden Strayhorn coming from Michigan, him and Ty Haywood, they come from a offensive line system. You talk about aggressive mentality. Right. And everybody's like, Alabama went out and got a whole bunch of interior offensive linemen. You look at what we lost, man. I think we mishandled Jaden Roberts. You lose Geno Vandermark. You lose Wilkin Formby. You lose Cam Dewberry. Right. you look at all the assets that we lost, man. It's the Olanine is gone, Casey Poe, like all of those guys are gone. Rock Montgomery, all of those guys are gone. You had young guys, Mal Waldrop, you excited about him. Jackson Lloyd, his flexibility, Michael Carroll, their flexibility to play guard and tackle position, you're excited about that. But you do want to go get some veteran experience. We see how it's benefited other teams. You go and get some guys that's hungry. I think Strayhorn, even though he's a sophomore, he's hungry. You know, and with his size, I think he will be maybe in line to develop as a center, but will be in that rotation. We saw Alabama have success rotating 6 to 8 offensive linemen at times. Maybe that's a system that they want to continue to build on. Nick Brooks coming out of Texas is a huge get. 6'7", 360 pounds. It says 349 here, so yeah, that's probably more accurate. 350, 360, roundabout. You're talking about an athletic big frame, though. Like if you look at the frame of these guys, you look at the weights, you would think that these are some big gut, beer gut toting guys, but these are some athletic frame guys. We looked at Delgaddy's athleticism, getting off the ball when he snaps, getting out of space, his footwork. I think Nick Brooks is a huge part of the positives that we saw in Texas in their pass pro. Some that we want to make sure we have with two young quarterbacks battling for QB1, right? And all their upside. Ethan Fields, another SEC experienced interior offensive lineman with a mean chip on his shoulder, breeding competition at the offensive line position. I think that is the main focus for this offensive group. They are confident in what they have in the quarterback room, how that's going to pan out. I think they want to see the best of the best, the most hungriest, most grittiest offensive lineman pan this thing out. And I think everything around that develops because of that. Carmelo O'Neal, the defensive back that Alabama went out and got recently. I want to tell y'all something. When Alabama goes and gets DBs, just like we thought with Cam Calhoun, if these guys come in and are pushing, if they have a freshman pushing them, I think they're willing to grow with the young guys in the secondary. I think that's just but O'Neal, I truly believe, is a depth piece. Coming from Mercer, I think the speed of the game might be an adjustment for him, right? A lot of people think he's coming to play corner. I think he's going to be a safety, asset, 6'4", 200. You look at the way that he kind of played at Mercer, right? A lot of one-high situations. You see the range. That might be something that might come back and bite him at this level in the SEC. Play it coming out of Westlake School. Westlake has developed a lot of quality talent, one being of the 2026 class, Travis Smith Jr. Young man is at Tennessee, going to be a huge breakout receiver for Tennessee this upcoming season, if they can find a quarterback, right? If they can find a quarterback. But coming out of that program, went to Mercer, had a strong year, looking to transfer in Alabama and create some quality value. Hopefully, in this rotation this year, if he could get at that Husky position, give us another big frame, something that I think is going to help the 4-2-5 scheme as we look at as far as anatomical makeup of DBs that Alabama is recruiting in the future. I look at guys like Cornelius Anderson Jr., right? He's a sophomore already, 6'2", 6'3", 190, 185, 190. Alabama, one of Alabama's top targets for future prospects, right? And a frame like that at 15, he's only 15 right now. He's probably going to be 6'4", 6'5", Dijon Lee-ish, right? Wide shoulders, wide frame. You look at Carmelo O'Neal, same type of build. Like, you might mistake him for a wide receiver during warm-ups. You get assets like that, they could play in the box, use their range that provide physicality, but they're really boundary assets. Your defense gets real versatile. So Carmelo O'Neal is a huge ad coming from Mercer. A lot of people look at where he's coming from and they downplay it. I look at the value. Somebody we'll talk about it going into the phone lines today. But Coach Ken, shout out to him. Y'all will be seeing us doing a collab here soon. Coach Ken was talking about something that I've been saying for the longest. Everybody laughed at our rating system when we used to break down film for underrated recruits. And I used to look at players that aren't getting any stars, like Bryson Riggins out of Russell County, Alabama. You look at his film, he's doing the same thing against quality competition that you're seeing some of these 4 stars and 5 stars do, but no recognition because there's a limit to who's a good quarterback or 5-star quarterback. And I believe Bryson, who signed with Miles College, 2 years at Miles development, actually getting an opportunity to play, somebody's going to discover him. And with the way that the portal is set up, it's meant to give opportunities to players like that. So Racine Delgado, Carmelo O'Neal, players like that are coming up, taking a step up from another division, that's huge. That's huge. Another big get in the portal, defensive lineman Kedrick Jones from Mississippi State. Turn the film on. That's all I'm gonna say. Nasty. I think we got some boys that and I'm not trying to be funny, but I think we got some boys that don't care about their bodies. I really do. I think we got some defensive linemen right now that don't care about their bodies. They are, mass destruction. And you think about what's on roster already: Steve Bowler on that interior, Asaya Faga, London Simmons, Jeremiah Beeman. You add Kedrick Jones to that interior rotation. What are we talking about, chat? What are we talking about? Terrence Green from Oregon. Those guys, they may not be, the first guys out in the D-line rotation, but they're going to be high production output. I guarantee you the reps are there. Telling you, man. And I told y'all, Caleb Smith, with him being so versatile at his frame, 6'5", 260, 270, he's one of them guys, man. You could play him on the interior if you're getting heavy run sets or heavy run alignments. You're getting, 13 personnel, or you're getting a lot of 12 personnel to where you need that extra frame on the edge. You got assets that you can move from Wolf and float to the weak side linebacker position. You got 3 assets inside linebacker position that you can rotate at Mike if you got to. If they want to go run heavy, we got box assets. I'm not sure why people downplay guys at the lower level. There's a lot of talent there. Facts. Some of your NFL greats have come from the lower level. I always talk about Terrell Owens. At the level of ball he played at, Chad Johnson, the level of ball they played at, it wasn't D1. So let me see who haven't I mentioned as far as portal as Josh Ford, Oklahoma State, Okie Light, like my brother Jason, Hall of Fame Jason likes to say, Okie Light transfer. Talking about a guy that is going to be able, and I don't think he's one of those guys that's going to move Caleb Edwards or Marshall Pritchard out the way. I think he's your security blanket in what you get as far as the versatile tight end asset. He can be a quality receiving asset. He's quality in blocking and pass pro, run blocking, committed to run blocking. Not the best. You don't find many reps where he's kind of like just squared away in that, but you have other assets on roster that I believe already fill that void. So you're going to get him kind of to bring that experience, being able to allow Caleb Edwards and Marshall Pritchard that space to grow. You got Max Sutter that's coming in, true freshman. Excited about his growth at the tight end position. So we got a lot going for us at Bama with the portal. I look at the overall grade of players that brought in, right? And I'm at a strong B+ now, especially with adding today, the new add today, looking at Javen James. I think it was either yesterday or today he made it official. But James coming in from Mississippi State, another offensive lineman, a tackle with the experience in the SEC. And we're not going to sit here and act like these are oh, hold on, y'all. So I look at assets like that when I talk about just adding quality depth, right? You look at offensive tackles that have had to. Mississippi State offensive line got beat up bad this year. They got beat up really bad this year, right? And you had guys thrown into the fire that probably weren't ready. You're talking about a true freshman in Javen Smith, a guy that's freshman year. Most guys you have very rare instances like a Michael Carroll. First year offensive linemen are usually adjusting to their frames, their bodies. This is an offensive tackle that's being thrown out on the island in a system that probably doesn't have all the assets for it to be effective. So he enters the portal. He finds the opportunity at Bama, creating some more quality depth at the tackle position. I don't think he's a day one starter. We're looking with assets on roster. You got to think we got Ty Haywood, that's a tackle. Lloyd Jackson, that's a tackle. You got Michael Carroll that played a lot of tackle and thrived at that position. You don't know if they want to move him to guard now that you got Haywood and Jackson with his upside. Right? You still got Will Sanders on this roster. Still got Will Sanders. You went out and got who was the other tackle that we went out and got? Oh, that was the only two. Haywood and James. So we're going to see quality competition. Some young guys going to have some other young guys coming in. And that's the thing. You got you talk about getting experience, but you're seeing freshmen that had got some freshman experience. Maybe not the best production because of, just being that freshman, but guys got experience that you don't have to go through that growth curve again with these guys coming in. Let's get some hot comments up real quick. Let me reply to some hot comments, and then we're going to get into the phone lines. If you're watching live, before we get into our segment, if you're watching live, y'all, take a second right now before we start talking and acknowledging the comments. Take a second and please like the stream if you're on YouTube, if you're on TikTok. Please tap the screen for you, boy. We want to try to get 8K likes on the TikTok stream. We've been doing good. We've been hitting 5K. I think 8K is pretty solid for us to aim for. What y'all think, TikTok family? Tap that screen for you, boy. Big homie JRM, appreciate y'all for tapping in over there, tapping that screen. Everybody. Yeah, I'm ready to see y'all. My guy JRM says, I can't wait to see what Yanzi does next season. I'm excited about Yanzi too. I'm excited about the whole linebacker room. Bama Dave comes in on YouTube, says, you don't get no better than the great Jerry Rice who came out of Mississippi Valley State. Talk about it, brother. Come on, man. That man used to catch bricks with his bare hands, bro. Bare hands. Let's get those nasty dogs back like Bama had before. And you look at how the games where we struggled, teams were just a little bit more physical than Bama, and that's not normal. That's something that I do agree with a lot of your whining panelists about. The intensity was not there on the field. I don't care that the coach is not hype and doing all this crazy stuff. It's the intensity from the players. It's my job to show up as a player. I'm more into them playing the best guy for now and rotate the young guy in every now and then. Does experience make you the best guy though? Can we say that would it be fair to say that London Simmons was the best interior defensive lineman for Bama last season? I think it's an argument, right? I'm not saying it's definitive, but it's an argument. I think it's a legit argument. And don't forget, y'all, opportunities to support super chats, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. There's opportunities on the platform here on YouTube. But Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, y'all know y'all can do that directly. Type it in the chat here on YouTube if you command exclamation point, Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo, either one of those with the exclamation point. It'll bring up the link and it'll help you donate to the Coach Smook Network and contribute to us growing. All right, so we're going to take a quick infomercial break, and then we're going to get into the phone lines, y'all. While we're in this infomercial break, we want to just give a shout out, just to you all, the AAA family, for just being supportive and doing what y'all do. But we want to give a shout out to our team, our family, and also tell you how to join the AAA family and our sponsors, Walk-Ons Sports Bistro. We want to give a shout out to them. Let's tap in, man. Continue to support the Coach Smook Network here, live chatting with Coach Smook. Here you go, man. Check it out. This is how you join the AAA family. Check it out.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level, One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
At Walk-On's Sports Bistro, the games are on, the food's delicious, and here you are always part of the team. Welcome to Walk-On Sports Bistro, where every day is game day. Whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the fam for some made-from-scratch favorites, Walk-On's is your go-to for good times, craft beer and cocktails, and bold flavors for fans of all ages. From melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame level burgers. Stop by today or order online or in the app. Walk-On's Sports Bistro. Game on.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Chad, all right, Chad, let's get into it. And if y'all haven't seen it yet, man, it's that time. It's that time. God has truly been blessing the AAA family. So if you check right now, if you live right now, you back out, you come back in, you might have one. We got your boy, the AAA family, the Coach Smook Network gift and memberships. Okay, y'all can't hear. We got our first call on the line.
Zach Willie. To accept.
Yo, Zach, what's up, man? You in the game with Coach Smook? Call in. Talk to me, man.
What's good, Coach Smook and my AAA family? How are y'all doing this evening?
What's good, Zach? Talk to us, man. What's on your mind, brother?
Yeah, I think we went out and got the guys that we needed for and to create competition and to have good quality rotational pieces to bring the style of play calling that we want on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Did we go out and lose some valuable guys? I'd say yeah, but overall, I think with the pieces we got, we kind of replaced them and got as quality guys that we lost, you know, and I don't understand why people are complaining about us getting a guy from Mercer or a guy from Cal Poly or these lower level colleges, because they produce just as quality and talent as what Alabama, Ohio State, Oregon, Michigan, whoever the big name schools produce. They just don't get the quality opportunities that most guys get because maybe they went to like a smaller high school, you know, so they don't get looked at like what the bigger name players would, you know. And
Right.
I mean, not saying that all of them would work out at Alabama. I'm not saying that, but for the most part, I believe the pieces that we got will, you know, and so I'm excited to see what year 3 brings under this coaching staff.
100%, 100%. And what would be your message to the fans that are kind of like being impatient and calling for jobs and all that good stuff? What would be your message to those fans?
That y'all are overreacting and that they're being fair weather, and they need to calm down, because this coaching staff, dealing with what they dealt with, we lost what, over almost 30 players.
It was 80% of production left the roster the year that Kalen DeBoer came over.
Right. And so it's going to take 2 or 3 years, you know, to build that quality of production back. And because, you know, all the guys that left were veteran players, you know, that had quality starts and was producing at a somewhat decent level. I mean, yeah, ultimately, do I think it was best for them at that time? Maybe, because we seen that it opened up spots for players that you know normally wouldn't have gotten an opportunity and would have ultimately left anyway, like Bray Hubbard, who has turned out to, in my opinion, to be one of the better safeties that Alabama has had in a while, and you know, so it hurt us, but it also helped us in a way too. So it's a double-edged sword, but at the same time, you got to look at it like this: like, if Bray Hubbard would have stayed, you know, and those players would have stayed, Bray Hubbard would have never got his opportunity. He would have left and went somewhere else, and it could have hurt us, you know, somewhere else. You know, you never know what the situation would have happened, you know, if those players would have stayed, you know.
Right. 100%, man.
Yeah, and I'm just excited that Bray did get an opportunity, because look what he has done at Alabama in the year and a half that he was been a starter. Not quite 2 years, because he didn't start half the year, the season, his first season starting, because Keon Sabb had that spot, and then Keon got hurt, and look what happened. You know, we did have a quality player to back him up, but at the same time, what if we didn't have that, because of you get what I'm saying?
Yep.
But anyway, I'm gonna hop off here. Roll Tide, everybody, and I'm excited for this next year.
100%.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah, me too. I'm very anxious to see spring ball, especially with the coverage that we're gonna have. And I'm excited to see everything develop. I'm very excited. But I appreciate you for calling in, Zach. And as always, Roll Tide, brother.
Roll Tide.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all give it up for Zach, our network fan analyst, man. He gonna be having this segment coming up next season. His phone call segment gonna be a 10-minute segment where he's gonna bring up the hot topics surrounding football, whether it's going into game week, recruiting, whatever, fan talk, whatever. He's gonna get his 10-minute rant. So Y'all get ready to tune in and support that. We're gonna be starting this content pages up. Y'all get ready to support Zach, man. Zach really gonna be a face of personality in the Bama fan base. It's kind of like From/Tua situation. If From stays committed, Bama doesn't have the 22nd and 26th. Or I think if Tua committed over From, I don't think anybody was ever gonna play in front of Tua for too long. That's what I think. Honestly. Hold on, y'all. Let me see something. I gotta do something real quick. Oh no, I don't. All right, we good. This is pretty cool. 334-625-1121. Phone line is open. If you got an automated message, I thought I sent it out earlier. So I had to adjust it so it could be more current. Phone line is now open. So I look at this, and this is the conversation, chat. I want to acknowledge this. I want to acknowledge that Bama fans have a right to gripe about some of the things that happened last year, right? There's always room to criticize your team. I'm not saying that criticizing your team makes you a fair weather fan by any means, right? That's not the case. But fair weather fandom to me is when you write off your team. You're saying things like fire the coach. This ain't gonna work, and you don't put in perspective of what is actually happening, right? So let's talk about what has actually happened, and we continue to hear this repeated on plenty platforms. You know, when people run out of stuff to talk about, they talk about this, and this is like they're driving conversation for 2 or 3 hours on a live stream. Alabama came out of a season where they went 10-3, right, under Coach Saban, 10-3. Regular season, right? Lost the last game of his career against Michigan. He retires. We come. Oh yeah, no, 10-3 in the playoffs. He goes to the playoffs and loses 10-3. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 10-3. Loses the third game in the playoffs. You look at next season. Kalen DeBoer takes over. We lose 80% of production on roster. Defensively, we have guys to go to the portal draft. Offensively, we lose half the offensive line. You bring in the staff, put the staff together. You get 30 days where you can't even go in the portal and bring in assets. Only assets can leave. Like it was a messed up time. You come out of that, you go into the season, you won game out of the SEC championship, and literally you're ranked in the top 12 in the final playoff rankings. And you get replaced by a team that lost their conference championship that was not ranked ahead of you going into the playoff rankings. So and we have to put this in context, had the rules that applied this year been applied last season, Alabama would have been in the playoffs first year under Kalen DeBoer. But you can't move the goalposts. What happened. You fast forward to this season, 10-2 regular season. You go to the SEC championship as the number 9 ranked team or the number 8 ranked team. You get whooped in the SEC championship. Pure physicality, just mismatch. Things happen. It's not looking like everything is cohesive. You stumble into the playoffs. You get healthy. You see all the flaws. We're acknowledging them. You see some things try to get changed against Oklahoma. We go into Norman, win that game. First playoff game under Kalen DeBoer, second year at Alabama. Like all of these things happen for real in real life, chat. An 11-win season just happened. An 11-win season just happened for the University of Alabama. A 10-2 regular season. Same season Coach Saban left the Bama Crimson Tide on. All right, same type of year. No, actually, Coach Saban was 9-3 that year, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody fact check me. 12-2 last Saban. Wait, how was he 12-2? You sure about that? Let's double check that. 9-4 first season, 11-4 second season under Kalen DeBoer. Check that Saban last year. I think we had to lose more than 2 because we didn't play in the national championship. So let's double check that. But yeah, so you look at what's happened and you put it in perspective, right? I sit back and I think like, we're not in a bad spot. Somebody said it in the chat earlier. Somebody on the comments section said, you got fans acting like this is a 500 team. I get it. Bama Nation. I get it, old school fans. And we had a call in talking about the panelists on the Bama Standard. And I that's been my gripe since I used to be on that channel. You know, you got those guys that keep talking about what coach isn't this and what this ain't doing no more and what don't work. And that's their opinion, right? And I have an opinion on that opinion. I think when you think like that, right, you get left behind. You have situations like you see with Alabama where you're trying to force a square peg into a circle hole, right? And it's just not going to work. You might be able to jam it in there, but it's not going to fit like it's supposed to, right? There are going to be holes and spaces that it just doesn't match up. So I look at the fan reactions, especially on Twitter, you know, and I don't care to name drop anymore because these people they're scared when the facts are thrown out. What's up, man? Appreciate the likes on TikTok, big homie. Everybody tapping that screen. Appreciate y'all. YouTube, continue to run the likes up. We got 30 likes on the stream. Continue to run the likes up. We need to get that up to 45. We got 48 in the chat. But I look at the conversations going into the offseason. You know, we lost to Indiana, and this is something that I want y'all to recognize too. Alabama, you know, the last 2 playoff losses, we lost to the eventual national champs, right? The last playoff game of Saban's career was against Michigan. We lost to them. Right. Then you look at the playoff game against Kalen DeBoer against Indiana and Kurt Signetti. Shout out to Jordan for being a member of the AAA family for 20 months, man. That's going on 2 years. 2 years to be made, right? That's crazy. That's crazy. He been a member since we had memberships. So you look at it and I say these things right here. I say this right here, and this is how I measure up success when we try to compare resumes. You know, you're never going to be able to truly compare resumes because if it's really comparing resumes from start to finish, Kalen DeBoer has experienced way more success early on in his career as far as just winning cultures, creating winning teams, right? Creating winning rosters. Kalen DeBoer has had far more success early on in his career than Nick Saban did, right? So I look at it and I say, like, if anybody is like on the right track for creating like a legacy of you know, multiple national championships, being in that game multiple times, I think Kalen DeBoer is on the right track. And then with the staff, the way that they made some moves in portal, I think you're going to see I think you're going to see the true product of what this team can be, right? What that Washington national championship style of football that everybody was so excited about, what that blended with the Kane Womack defensive play calling style. All of those things, all of that blended together, we're going to see how it really is supposed to look in the SEC. And I think the SEC is going to be a really competitive conference again next season. I know the Big Ten has won 3 in a row, but I would love to see the Big Ten and their top 6 like really cross paths and play each other, right? And see some quality competition during the season. With the way that the rosters have kind of flipped, the SEC is going to be spread out. So much talent is going to be spread out across the SEC, right? And the powers of the Big Ten, they continue to get richer, right? That's the good thing about them. But with the talent spread, you're going to see some quality things happening in the SEC over the next 2 years. Hey, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. I see we only got 1 phone call on the line tonight. No big deal to me. I wanted to do an hour segment because I've really been in my bag with working. So what we're going to do, we're going to have this outro infomercial. If nobody's going to call in, appreciate y'all for the likes, man. Appreciate y'all for the likes. This is going to be an easy show to cut up. Ain't it right, Amanda? Get our AI clips ready so we can make it do what it do, get the content out there, right? But no, tomorrow morning, I want y'all to tap in. We got the morning show, 8 a.m. We'll be kicking off bright and early. We got another topic of conversation, but we are working on possibly getting a guest host to come on. Not necessarily host, but a guest to come on. Have a conversation tomorrow on the live morning show. Hot topics. We're going to be talking about everything, NFL, NBA, college ball, everything on the Coach Smook, chatting with Coach Smook morning show. I think it's going to we got a caller. See somebody now you want to call 334. Let's see who it is.
Call from
Mr. QC Green.
to accept.
Yo, QC, what's up, man? You in the game with Coach Smook. Talk to me, man.
What's going on, cuz?
Look, that much, man. I said, now he want to call. Look, you and somebody else want to call it without tape. We about to call. I'm sitting up here. Y'all let me look. Listen. Y'all embarrassing me in front of my friends. We got a lot of viewers.
Oh, no.
Y'all embarrassing me in front of my friends, bro. I'd be like, yeah, my calling show be hot. You know, it's been hot. You know, folks be calling in, we be having good conversations, and then I go live, 7 hours later, and ain't nobody want to call but Zach. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just playing, man. I appreciate you for calling in. What's on your mind tonight, brother?
No, just to kind of continue the conversation, I think that you have to take things in perspective. The team did good for what they had. When you consider not having a running game and still make it to the SEC championship and get a playoff win,
right?
That's pretty big. I think that next year is going to be better because you got two quarterbacks that are going to be battling it out. People may not agree with me. I think Austin Mack is going to be pushed to start strictly because of Keelan Russell's talent. And he's the prototypical quarterback that they've had in the back for at least 4 years. You got to think he was at Washington for 3, and he spent last year under Kalen DeBoer. So just think, he's been in the wings waiting for his shot. And we saw a glimpse of that against Indiana. I don't think that was a fair depiction. However, you match that with a running game and you include him in that running game, because I kind of view both he as well as Keelan Russell as similar to Michael Penix, but they have the ability to escape. I think that's what would have made Michael Penix dangerous his last year, but because of his knee injuries, they kind of held him back.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion. I think Alabama fans just need to chill.
Okay.
I think we just need to let KD cook. He's going to win the SEC next year, and this is going to be a hot take. We will be playing in the national championship. Not saying we're going to win it, but we'll be playing in the national championship next year.
You said that
every year has been a step up every year. And I think this year just solidified, you know what? He's here in the SEC. And I'm gonna say this. A lot of fans don't like it. I think Ryan Grubb did the best he could with the talent he had. I think if he would have had a more if you notice, every game there was a different lineup because the guys that were there didn't fit his scheme. And I think now that they've actually recruited the guys that fit that scheme, you're going to have some guys getting pushed out the way. I promise you. We didn't have that type of weight last year. And guys were making too many mistakes. But Michael Carroll and some of the other guys that are there now, we'll be fine next year. I actually plan on buying my ticket for Atlanta early. So
go ahead, book it. Look, I'm trying to get a sponsorship with one of these hotel booking sites, man. So when we have an opportunity to represent the AAA family and go support our teams, we can have our family, our community travel the right way. What's your final thought, your final thing you want to communicate to the fan base, man? Final words to the fan base before we open the phone lines back up.
I just tell the fan base, man, this is that time that you go ahead and just strap up, because next year is going to be a little different. Every year is not going. We're in a different time in college football. We have to stop comparing KD to Nick Saban, because he's not.
Yeah.
And the era that Nick Saban coached will never happen again because of all the peril that's happening right now.
Right.
So I think, again, Alabama's just re-ing up. They're going to have a successful year next year. They got, I think Ryan Williams is going to he's going to be a 1,000-yard receiver next year. And that's another hot take I'm taking. He's going to be a 1,000-yard receiver next year, and we're going to have 1,000-yard. Every year we've had a 1,000-yard rusher and receiver. We've not only played for the national championship, but we won the national championship.
I agree.
The year we had B-Rob, he rushed for over 1,300. The year we won, Najee had over 1,400. The year we fell short with McClain, McClain that was running the ball against Michigan, he was teetering 1,000, but he was short, but we still made it there. So again, every year we've either played or ran, we've had a rusher to go over 900 yards. So I think we're going to have all the pieces in play to do that. I think next year it's going to be more so run by committee because it's too much talent in the back.
Yeah.
To just let Daniel Hill have to put everything on his shoulders.
Yeah. I think you'll see a trio of backs put up like a combined with the quarterback in it. And I'm saying like quarterback 15-20% run distribution. The design run play call and QB design run. I think you're going to see a light dose of that, heavy dose of RPO opportunities. And I want to respond before I let you off the line. What I think is happening with Austin Mack, with him, they have a system quarterback that does the bare minimum, right? Because he's been in it. But what separates and why I feel like Russell will end up with the job is the arm talent. There is no question about it. The best arm in the room right now is Keelan Russell. And I mean, every throw on the field that you want and need, he's making it. The far hash throws, the timing on the comeback routes, the leading in the passings, the vertical, the timing on release in the vertical, climbing the pocket, throwing off platform, different angle releases, everything you want from as far as a passing standpoint, he gives it to you. If he can match command of the huddle and understanding of the playbook like he did with Mac this past season, I think he's a no-brainer to start him and to see how it unfolds in live action and have Austin Mack lying in wait, because he's one of those quarterbacks I truly feel like is going to have opportunities in certain sets.
I agree with you to an extent. I can see why you make that assessment, because I forgot what game it was where Keelan was getting ready to run the ball and then he stopped and made a touchdown pass. I forgot what game.
Eastern Illinois. No, UL Monroe. Yeah.
So I can see why you would say that. However, I think we need to give Keelan another year to develop and get a little bigger, because again, he's a little he has not so much extent the extent. I'm thinking more so of like the jerkiness, the elusiveness, like a Jalen Daniel, which is why I can see why he would start. But something in my mind saying Austin Mack is gonna be the starter this year.
All right,
just because of that experience, stand behind Ty Stepson and Jalen Milroe the first year, and just understanding the system. And then if you plug a decent running game behind him, and he's tall enough to see above the actual offensive line, that's the reason why I have my thoughts as Austin Mack. But it can go either way. I just think Alabama's gonna have a great year.
For sure, bro. I appreciate you for calling in. Y'all give it up for QC, Mr. QC Green. Roll Tide, my brother.
Roll Tide, roll.
Y'all give it up for him, man. Appreciate you. Phone line is open, man. We're gonna keep it open. Y'all seem like y'all want to talk now. 334-625-1121. Much love. Call in, say your name, and put me in the game, Coach Smook. Kind of to respond to the last call, man. I say this about this quarterback battle. One, when you have a frame, and I don't know why people feel like Keelan doesn't have the frame. He's 6'2", 6'2 and a half, 6'3". Right now, he's about 190, 195. And he's probably going to truly develop into like a 200, 205 frame over the spring and over the fall. So when you have that type of frame, that size, you're talking about a guy that is your archetype of quarterback, athletic, true dual threat quarterback that you want. With Mac, he's taller, 6'6", 6'5". He doesn't have the acceleration that you're going to get from Russell, nor does he have the elusiveness, but he provides that power and that kind of like hard to bring down ability. Russell provides that too with his elusiveness and his his ability to create plays outside or unscheduled plays, off scheduled plays. That's where I think he kind of sets himself up to kind of take position. I've seen this live in action. I remember going to the second fall scrimmage, and we have Bama parents in this chat, or former Bama parents that watch the channel, that will tell you, like, it was as if he had been there before. And Mac did great in moments, but he had a nice little stretch where you saw him struggle, right? You saw where when people get familiar with him, it's not hard to counter him. Well, Russell is hard to get familiar with him because he's just consistently adjusting in the game within the grand scheme of things. And I think that's something that you're going to need dynamic-wise. If you have a offensive line that may take 1 or 2 weeks to gel with all of the moving pieces, maybe 4 or 5 weeks to get gel, you need a guy that's comfortable with doing things on the move. He had to do it at Duncanville. As quality of a talent that they had at Duncanville, you saw these guys kind of, he had to make plays with his legs. And the ability to be accurate with the vertical attack is what's going to allow him to kind of separate, in my personal opinion. I think Russell Mack is going to, be able to create plays and break tackles and stuff, but that's not sustainable, right? And I do expect this offensive line to take, anywhere from week 1 to week 3 to take that time in jail. With the schedule the way it lines up, there's perfect matchups coming up for that, So, that's kind of my take on it. Phone line is open, 334-625-1121. We're going to make room for one more phone call as we come up towards the end of our segment. Appreciate y'all for tapping in again. We got 150 total between our platforms. Thank y'all for tapping in. Facebook reactions, if y'all could just drop reactions. I see y'all watching YouTube. 45 in the chat. Continue running likes up. Where we at on likes? 35 likes in the chat, man. I appreciate y'all for that. Appreciate y'all. Give it up for yourselves. Get up for yourselves. What Jordan say in that comment? I feel like the QB battle comes down to the same thing it did last year. Who has the best command of the huddle? Neither QB will make big mistakes that cost them the job. I agree to a certain extent. I think they went the wrong way by going with Ty Simpson because he had command of the huddle. I think with the nuances of the game, hand signals and everything that's being called in, the amount of time that you took to get play calls in anyways, I think that could have worked with any of those quarterbacks, right? I think any quarterback would have had time to gather themselves. With the amount of time that it took to get play calls in and actually execute plays, you're talking about on average, we were snapping the ball under 7 seconds every snap. So I think you probably should have went with somebody that has the abilities that you really need for this scheme to thrive. But to a certain extent, I agree. The front runner will be the guy that can display that early. They'll be able to display that early, and I plan to be there like live in action with a lot of spring coverage. We're breaking out some things to really like be not necessarily be mobile, but go there and stay for an extended amount of time. Probably the whole 4.5, 5 weeks of spring. We want to be able to have headquarters in Tuscaloosa. So, without further ado, man, is okay. Which ones? Let me see. I'm gonna look real quick. Let me see. Mike Jones said, Smook, is Bama firing the O-line coach? No, I actually think Cap is going to get a fair shot here. I think he's going to get a fair shot here year 3, trying to blend that zone run scheme in with the pin and pull type of play calling that Ryan Grubb wanted to kind of force. You look at the assets available, I think there's going to be more so of Cap adjusting and doing more of what Huff did, right? Schematically, trying to adapt it into what he interprets it as and putting that on the scheme. And I think that's where you're going to see the change. Dougie Fresh says, hey, I don't know about that. I'll put a thou while that Ryan doesn't hit over 1K. I want him to, but I don't see it. There's too many mechanical issues with this play. I agree. I think Ryan will be a 600, 700 guy, 50 receptions, 800 maybe. I don't think he's a 1K guy. With all the assets on it, Noah Rogers is going to be a possession guy. Derek Meadows is going to be a sure-handed guy. Latia Brooks is going to be a high target, right? Jet action, jet sweep. You got Sadarian Morgan is going to get his limited opportunities, but I think that's something that you can look forward to. Who else? What other receivers in that room? What other receivers in the room we talked about? Oh, Rico Scott. Rico Scott's going to be a possession guy. Somebody that's going to be heavy in the rotation. MJ Cherguin, I think he's going to find a place as far as a leader, find himself in some opportune times and capitalize on it. Reliable hands will get you a long way in this offensive scheme. My guy Dino says, do you think that we will have to have a more consistent rotation on the line? I do think for I guess you say continuity and cohesiveness, I think you do want to have 5 guys that you're running out there. But last year, I don't feel like we missed a beat by playing guys to their strengths. I think that's when we started seeing a struggle, when we tried to let guys grow through their strengths in a situation where we didn't have the quarterback play to help them, in my opinion, or the running back production. A lot of people try to blame the running back production on the O-line. I think a lot of we're going to break it down in the offseason. We're going to talk about each group and break them down, what it showed us. We're going to talk about each group and in depth. Like, I want to probably start it, man. I would say start it in the summer, but I might just start doing it now because the summer and the content, y'all, I'm telling y'all gonna love it. Y'all gonna love it. But look at a lot of running back style, right? Look at where the production came from and how we did not allow those running backs to continue to build with that offensive line group. So those are small things. I think quality control analysts and all of those coaches on the staff, there's off-field staff, those are things that I think can be brought up. I don't know if that's already being brought up. Well, that's something that I would bring to the table, you know. That guy from Moody is a Jet. Oh yeah, the young boy. Hold on, y'all. Let me get out of this right here. They keep on bringing up up this doggone list. I don't want this. I'm trying to use the new, I don't know if it's Adobe or whatever it's called, Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, and they keep bringing up other files. All right, I'm about to say, I know I got that on here. All right. Excuse me, y'all. Told y'all I was clearing up. But you look at the assets that's already on roster in the running back room. Daniel Hill, A.K. Deere. Kevin Riley still there, right? And I like what Kevin Riley did early in the season. I think his confidence might have took a hit when they went away from him as soon as Jam Miller came back. But the fact that he stuck it around, stayed around and committed, I think it's going to be solid. Trayshawn Brown out of Huntsville, Texas. A lot of people did not talk about this guy. And y'all laughed at me when I talk about Alabama adding a 3-star to the running back room. But once again, Coach Smook strikes early on. Go look at the coverage from June and July. And y'all look at this running style. Y'all look at the frame. Y'all look at the running style. He's 5'10", 190, going to easily be 205, 210. Right? Brains back to Jam. But look at the running style. Downhill running. Downhill runner. And that's what you're going to need in this system. Somebody that can identify gaps or force gap development. Force gap development. I like what we're getting. And then other assets in this signing class. We talk about the wide receiver, Sedarius Morgan, but I also like what's the young man's name? The athlete. Oh, he didn't sign yet. I can't talk about it yet. All right, I can't talk about that yet. I'll do a Smook scoop for that one. Y'all know National Signing Day is coming up. Don't expect any wowzers, but Alabama will be targeting a wide receiver in the 2 more wide receivers in this class. And I think y'all are talking about him already in the chat. Aubrey Walker, that young man is different. Lotshare Brooks and Aubrey Walker on the field at the same time. Ryan Williams, I'm gonna tell you this: Ryan Williams better step up. Because if the Houston County kid, the big body, well, he's not necessarily big body, he's more so of the Rico Scott frame, what you want from Noah Rogers. Mathis from Houston County and Walker from Moody. You're talking about hungry, underrated guys. They got late offers, committed as soon as they got the offer, are getting overlooked, and they are some skilled guys that fit the scheme. Walker is probably going to be a return specialist. What you think, Deron? Facts, Deron. What y'all think for the ones that's following recruiting real closely? Do y'all think that Aubrey Walker is going to be a return specialist? Him and Lotshare Brooks in return game? Two different like speedsters. Like Aubrey is more twitchy than Brooks, and we saw Brooks nearly break a few. He's smaller. He's undersized. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like That's gonna be a National Signing Day. That's gonna be a big commitment. That's gonna be a big commitment. And then the board being spotted in Phoenix City, Columbus, LaGrange area today. I was looking at Facebook earlier. What I got with my nose? Oh, that's crazy. Mary J just saw it. Someone said the board was in LaGrange today. I literally just started talking about it. I expect a few hometown kids from my area and some buzz around those guys. I'm gonna do a Smook Scoop. I think I'll do a Smook Scoop tomorrow. Catch everybody up. Get a members only live post. I think that'd be cool. KC Concepcion possibly? Nah, man. I think Walker gives you more of Henry Ruggs. Not necessarily 6 foot, but gives you 6 foot explosiveness. The way he goes up and attacks the ball, the way he can get straight line speed, break away, pull away from guys. Uses his hands. I like that. Might end up being an extra running back asset. You saw the way they utilized Jeremy Bernard. I think that'd be a good move for him. All right, chat. Appreciate y'all for tapping in with the questions. Let's go ahead and get up out of here. Phone lines are now closed. Appreciate y'all for conversating tonight and enjoying the show. Hopefully y'all did enjoy the show. If you're not a member of the AAA family, man, or if you're not supporting the content, take a moment and check this out, and we're going to get up out of here after these messages. All right, family. That's going to do it for today's show here on the Coach Smook Network. Once again, I'm your host, Coach Smook, your favorite Alabama insider and sports media personality. And I truly appreciate every one of you for rocking with us today. Before you head out, make sure you like this video, share it with somebody who needs to be a part of this conversation. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you stay locked in with everything we've got coming your way. We're trying to reach some goals here. And if you believe in what we're building here, I encourage you to take that next step and become a member of the AAA family. Remember, our mantra is authenticity above all. This community is built on real conversations and real insight and real information surrounding sports entertainment. Your membership directly supports the growth of the Coach Smook Network, and every hard-earned dollar contributed is not only appreciated, it's paid for through our monthly contributions to community health and awareness organizations. So you're not just supporting a YouTube channel, you're supporting a cause. Also, don't forget to check out the Coach Smook merch. We've got hats, t-shirts, hoodies, and more. It's a great way to show love and support for the network and rep the brand wherever you go. You can find the merch link in our main YouTube page and in the description. Put me in the game, coach. And if you want to stay connected and get more involved with the community, be sure to join the Discord. Just type the command in the live chat or head over to our main YouTube page and click the Linktree link in the description. You can also stay connected with us directly for collaborations, appearances, community service opportunities, and business inquiries by emailing us at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com. Our staff will respond in a timely manner. And for those who want to show additional love, you can always donate directly to the Coach Smook Network through Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. Every bit of support helps us continue to grow and elevate this platform. We also want to send a huge thank you to our sponsors and partners: Walk On Sports Bistro, Sports Info Solutions, Helping Hands LLC, Men of Standard Executive Security, Goomba Bully Killnos, and most of all, the AAA family. None of this is possible without you. Once again, thank you for all your support, the energy, and the authenticity you bring to the space. Until next time, family, stay safe, stay locked in, and when you see me in the streets, holler at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Catch you on the next one. Appreciate y'all for tapping in today, y'all. All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. Listen, before we get out of here, I just want to do a few more announcements. I know we just shouted out our sponsors, but I really want y'all to check out their sites and help us out as we continue to brand and reach out and grow with our Coach Smook Network branding. I have picked up a couple of affiliate program opportunities, and if I know a lot of y'all use Temu and TikTok Shop and all that, we actually have affiliate links where when you go and make purchases, if you purchase some of the products that we're utilizing, you will get like big discounts. I'm talking about, oh my God, did I just, you will get huge discounts and prices. Your prices will be dropped crazy. So Just this is just items that I utilize. So if you could, when you go to TikTok or when you on Temu next time, use the code Smook 15 in the coupon. I think it's approved right now. But this is our storefront. These are some of the items that we're promoting. Y'all check it out, man. Y'all see how the prices drop crazy when you come in and you use everything on the storefront. Y'all go check it out. If you're on Temu, use your promo code Smook15. That's SMOOK15. And check out these items. The console backpack for PS5. All my gamers that travel with a system. The glossy titanium bracelet. That's something that I picked up. Nice little sponsorship gift that they're sending. Only paid 60 cents for it. A stylish bed spray. Y'all know your boy is moving into his new spot. So that's probably going to be something that I address. Y'all going to see it in the background with our new layout. And then some earbuds. I'm always looking for gadgets and electronics. So support your boy that way by going through Temu and using that promo code. It helps us gain commission, but also exposure. And then also, man, if you're trying to get healthy, you're trying to get your life together, the best way to start is by getting in water. Like I said, I'm excited about not having to use bottles for the next, for forever, however long this partnership. But even as long as this company is around, I plan to try to utilize this to help my health. And I want to give a shout out to Epic Water Filters, man. They're for providing us a partnership. These guys, if you're one of those that kind of have those Brita filter situation going on, this is just like that. Providing with clean water. They got plenty of products. They got home filtration. They got actual bottles for filtration on the go. But if you are looking for the filters for your water system, your pitcher, and you go to here and hit the pitcher filters right here, and you order some, if you go on checkout, code Smook15, promo code Smook15, that's SMOOK15, you can get a discount on your order. And I encourage this, not just because I'm a partner with them or they're sponsoring me. This is something that I used to do before, life changes happen. Like I was bougie like that. I love having that filtered water that I could just, instead of going to the store, just go fill it up, put it in the freezer, let it cool off, then pour it out that filter. That filtered water tastes just as good that bottled water. So make sure y'all go check them out. There's Epic Water Filters. And then something that's near and dear to my heart, man, last and final thing before we get out of here. If you're looking for quality companions as far as a puppy, you like bullies, you like the bully breed, make sure y'all check out my brother and his brand, his bully breeds. This is standard bullies. Y'all look at Boss. Where is he's not up here? Let me see if I can get him to act right today. Come here, Boss. But yeah, this is their website, goombabullies.com. Go check them out, man. Breeding exceptional looking quality dogs, but providing that athleticism and that quality that you want. Whatever you need, companions, house protection, whatever. You want to get into the business and learn how to, build a brand or build a line, a lineup that's going to produce for you and make families happy. Check out Goomba Bullies. They got their website here, inquiries, everything. They have schedules on when they plan to put out litters and all that, all the puppies and all that. So go check them out, man. Support the people that support your boy Coach Smook and help this brand continue to grow. And they, just quality guys, man. They have all types of different plans, and it's quality stuff. I hear people paying, $4,000, $8,000 for dogs, and they don't educate you. They don't check in after they sell them to you. Well, this is a family. And they still to this day check on Boss. I get maybe every other week. How's your puppy doing? And they have sold thousands of dogs on all levels. So check them out if you're into that type of thing. What else? I think that's all as far as our sponsors. We always acknowledge Walk On. Shout out to them. They will be hosting us in Mobile. Huge announcement will be put out tomorrow. Be on the lookout for our graphic here. And I guess I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up on the live here. Let me do this. I'm going to post it here real quick, Mary J. And then we're going to get up out of here. I'm going to post this graphic for our Senior Bowl coverage. I'm going to post a rough draft just because the final is not done. But I'm going to go ahead and put a disclaimer. This is not the product of either one of our graphic design personnel. This is just Coach Smook doing what Coach Smook do when he trying to make it do what it do but I want to make sure we acknowledge the presence that we're going to have for the Senior Bowl, chat. I want to acknowledge the presence that we're going to have for the Senior Bowl. Let me see if I could slide this way. 1 second. Put this up here. And put this up here. And Thad gonna fix all that. But shout out to our Senior Bowl coverage of Coach Smook Network being live in Mobile, Alabama next Wednesday through next Friday. Y'all give it up, man. Give it up for your boy. This is huge. The credentialed media on the scene going to be able to interview players. We have a lineup of players that we will be featuring at walk-ons nightly. We want to try to get 2 to 3 Senior Bowl players or draft eligible players that are going to be at the Senior Bowl. Other personalities that are going to be at town, coaches, staff, GMs, all of that. We're going to be using Sports Info Solutions. Speaking of Sports Info Solutions, that was the last one, Mary J. Let's get that banner up. Sports Info Solutions, man. If y'all want to get some crazy in-depth stats, thank you, Mary J. You're the best. You want to get some crazy in-depth stats. You want to break down analysis and stats on a different level. Well, Sports Info Solutions has some quality products that they utilize. Let's bring them up on the screen here real quick before we get up out of here. This is a software that I'm getting very acquainted with. If you're a stat head like me, we got NFL, basketball. Well, it's temporary unavailable, but it works. I was just using it. It might be something going on with the site, but baseball, you got betting, research, all of these things that you can add to. And they also have a current special. Right now they have NFL college draft breakdown of all your draft prospects. That's what we'll be using to kind of cover the draft this season, y'all, this off season while we do our draft coverage. Shout out to Sports Info Solutions and what they bring and their partnerships and providing the data that Coach Smook Network needs to thrive. So with that being said, y'all, that felt good. That felt good. It felt like a professional show. You know what I'm saying? Y'all give it up for my team. Amanda, Mary J, Jordan checking in even while he's busy. And while y'all are here, man, for the last few seconds, I just want to say thank y'all for y'all support, for real, man. Continue to share the content. We have the Jeremiah Castile interview, Bigger Than Ball interview with Jeremiah Castile, Alabama great. That'll be posted in the morning, premiering live on the channel before we go live tomorrow. So at 8 o'clock, that's what you'll see. You'll be able to react to that live, and then we'll be going live 10 minutes following that, the end of that show or that premiere. So be on the lookout for the call-in show tomorrow and the topics. Help us share and get the content out so that we continue to help our live viewer base grow. And if you're watching Post Live and you made it to this point, you are really a supporter, and I appreciate you. And I just want to thank you 100%. And remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me and say put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll catch you on the next one. Y'all be blessed, and y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. I'll see y'all in the morning. Y'all already know what's coming. Roll Tide. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Be blessed, y'all.
It's in my bones, crimson in my veins, talking Bama in the microphone. Look me up on YouTube, true cut straight from the stone. Ain't no selling their retails, I'm exposing what they want. Alabama football, yeah, I live it, yeah, I breathe it. From the streets to the bleachers, every angle, yeah, I see it, film study, so militant. I ain't guessing a thing. Break it down, every snap is like a coach of the team. Authenticity above all, that's where I stand. If you ain't a real fan, you're a fair weather fan. They tried to box me in, and I keep it though off the frame. Turn the pressure into power, put my stamp on the game. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, Coach Smook, that's what they saying. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, coach. That's what they say.
Players and the staff are pulling up right now for today's scrimmage. Coach David Ballou in the front. Y'all can see everybody pulling up, man. Them boys over there. Look at Deontay.
walking out of Walmart. Take what's your name, bro?
Man, my name Michael McKinney, man. I'm a true Alabama fan, and this man does a good job on his podcast.
What's up, bro?
Reviewing Alabama football. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Appreciate
Roll
that, bro.
Tide.
Roll Tide, man.
Better go subscribe. You do roll with the tide. I'm down in the gun with Coach Smook. Through the game, roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe.